Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to a game between Czech and Infi. Over here on the top right-hand side of the map, we have Infi spawning as the blue human. Meanwhile, on the bottom left, we have Czech spawning as the red night elf. Night Elf versus Infi here on Last Refuge. Looking forward to casting these games for you once again, and being able to cast maybe a little bit more regularly as the new school year is coming upon us and I'm starting to get my family routines all settled away. Perhaps I'll be able to start casting 2 to 3 games on certain days as well, but still want to come at you with the daily WarCraft 3s, at least Monday through Wednesdays, when things are not all too crazy and hectic. Now, what's going to be opening up here? Most likely it will be an Archmage versus a Demon Hunter. That does seem to be the case 4 times out of 5. But we'll see if these players do try to deviate from these particular strategies. It will be a Demon Hunter and it will be an Archmage, so it will be that standard game. Now, Archmage is a critical hero in the human army just because of the use of casters. Casters are extremely powerful, and the Archmage also makes other heroes that much more powerful as well. Mountain Kings with mana, Paladins with mana, all become a much more potent threat and much more difficult to deal with. However, the Demon Hunter is notoriously good at shutting down those opposing human heroes if he can run amok inside as well. We'll see how all of this does unfold here as we are now looking at an Ancient of War. Well, getting some target practice on him as he now tries to go after some of these Forest Troll Trappers and these other remaining units. Demon Hunter should be popping on out here in the next 2 seconds or so. There he is, ready to clean up the damage as he is going to be able to finish off the Forest Troll Trappers, pick up a Gloves of Haste, and then move along his merry way. Archmage, on the other hand, of Last Refuge, will be heading off over here to this 5-3-3 creep camp, aggroing the Ogre Magi, and then purposely waiting to attack so that the Ogre Magi has a little bit more travel time and distance. With that, the Ogre Magi's damage is actually significantly reduced, and now this Water Elemental has a little bit more damage, well, to absorb. Now the Water Elemental is going to be going after that Ogre Magi right there. I believe the aggro was swapped momentarily as the Archmage will be just shy of level 2, unable to place that Brilliance Aura around himself until he clears out 1 extra creep camp. Now, what is Infi's strategy? Infi knows, you know what, it is too difficult sometimes to just try to head off to the north and shut you down. Infi is a master of expansions, so instead he is just trying to get to level 2 and perhaps to level 3 himself. If the Demon Hunter can get to level 3 much quicker than the Archmage can get to level 2, you can get effective mana burn trades. I would gladly trade 50 of my mana for 100 of yours, and also deal about 70 points of damage. Demon Hunter now looking to come inside across here, gets 1 peasant there. Are we gonna perhaps see some mana burns? Archmage is currently down to 45 mana as the Demon Hunter is still going after peasant after peasant. Are the archer arrows going to reach? That is the big question right there, as more archers are now being added. Archers are going to go ahead and shadow meld. Very well, just prominent realization that, you know what, my opponent does not have Dust of Appearance, and without that Dust of Appearance, it is nearly impossible to reveal him aside from a good reveal. And we see that reveal coming across from the Goblin Laboratory there, and all of a sudden he has to go ahead and back off. This is not looking good for him, as he is going to be forced to retreat and heal back up. We'll see what Czech is going to be doing here next, as Infi will set up this expansion. It was an expansion built in blood. I believe 3 peasants were lost in building that one town hall. But sometimes sacrifices are made for the greater good. Demon Hunter now ready to head back out. He does have those Boots of Speed. We'll see what the follow-up play is going to be. Is the Archer going to perhaps get some kills in or some steals onto some footmen. That's the big question there, as the archer now is going to be forced to, is he going to try and run away? Very dangerous there, as there is a militia kill, or excuse me, a creep kill there. Demon Hunter can try to get in some more damage. Once again, you can take a look as the Archmage is now down to 190 hit points. It did end up taking a bit of damage after using a replenishment potion, so it does not have that replenishment potion as added, well, hit points and mana. Demon Hunter down to 320 hit points. Is he going to try to go after some of these units? Archmage, oh, comes back across. Panda now joins in on the fight, and this Panda at the right time may throw things around. No Breath of Fire. There it goes. Finally a Breath of Fire, as the Demon Hunter is going to try and go after some more footmen. This is a critical time right here. 2 heroes to 1. And if you can gain enough momentum with some strong hero kills, or some unit kills, and making your opponent suffer some heavy losses, that can have a profound impact, as the Archmage is going to be able to sneak away back off to the north. Panda is in position, perhaps gets off a nope, does not get off any damage at all, not even anything else there, as the footmen are now going to try and re-engage. Perhaps we could see a Breath of Fire heading back onto those units here, but the Arcane Tower is already up, limiting the amount of harassment that this Panda will be able to do. Every second that ticks by, the advantage of having 2 heroes is less and less. The Panda going to come across here. There's that Breath of Fire, making sure to disrupt some of the healing across multiple units there. But the Demon Hunter still sitting at level 2, unable to get to level 3. Demon Hunter, is he going to be able to mana burn? No, he is not. That Archmage tucked away in that back corner, but is gladly healing himself there. And Czech realizes, you know what? I cannot afford to stay in that one fight. All right, fight is going on back and forth once again. Water Elemental could get taken down. Panda is relatively low on mana, doesn't have enough for a Breath of Fire right now, and that is Infi's opportunity to push this attack back. Even though he may not be able to get a lot of damage off by pushing the attack back, it will delay the next attack, as the units will have to travel farther. All right, low hit point Water Elemental gonna end up just sticking around for a fight. Demon Hunter gonna come around the corner, perhaps get some damage onto the Archmage. Let's take a look. What item? Oh, Water Elemental is right there. How much damage is gonna be done? Water Elemental does get taken down, as the Archmage is now sitting at 340 hit points. You can see low hit point footman back off over here. Archmage is still using a Clarity Potion, trying to heal back up. The Demon Hunter will be returning back home. He does not like and does not want to stick around while so low on hit points, as the Archmage gets to level 3. Now, what is Infi and Czech's follow-up play? Infi's follow-up play will be to use this extra economic advantage that he's so critically and so hardly fought for, in order to try and overwhelm his opponent. He is behind on the hero count, and he is currently behind in tech, but he does have a good number of units, and he'll be able to replace his units much more efficiently. On the other hand, though, we should be looking at tier 2, almost tier 3 units coming out, as we are already getting bears to be trained. This has not been said enough, but the fact that you can train Druids of the Claw at tier 2, and then, so to speak, upgrade them to tier 3 once you have that Tree of Eternity, allows you to amass a very, very large number of tier 3 units much faster than you normally would. It's the same idea of building Griffin Aviaries as a human player while you're still at Keep. Even though your long-term goal is to build Griffins, the instant that Keep is done upgrading to Castle, you already have 2 to 3 Griffins out ready to be trained, as opposed to as the things were in the days of, well, Reign of Chaos. Reign of Chaos seems like such a long time ago, as we're now looking back off to the north here. Archmage going to continue that fight. Water Elemental is being dropped. A Demon Hunter, oh, gets surrounded. That could be a potential problem. Scroll of Healing was used effectively there. Mana Burn, Scroll of Town Portal, as the Demon Hunter gets a one-way, all expenses paid trip back home to heal back up. All right, draining all of those moonwells at this point, not a good idea. And the fact that he didn't use a moonstone means that he will be bone dry on those moonwells for at least a little while longer. Perhaps he's hoping to use rejuvenation as the countermeasure, as the Demon Hunter is now ready to go. Druids of the Claw are still only at tier 1, and that is a problem. Rejuvenation, those Druids of the Claw are trying to head back here. And as they're trying to engage from behind, are we going to see? Yes, they go into Druid form as the Panda now in trouble. All right, Breath of Fire going across. Panda will get taken down. There it goes. Drunken Haze is also placed down as well. As you now see a bunch of low hit point units. Are enough footmen going to get taken down? No, they are not. Pandarin Brewmaster falls at level 3. Drunken Haze perhaps a second too late in order to get a little bit more misses. A Drunken Haze Breath of Fire combination 1-2 punch would have completely switched the outcome of that battle, as many of those low hit point footmen would be dead as opposed to regenerating those hit points. Critical timing there as the Demon Hunter once again dives on in with a gift of negative 100 mana. All right, Demon Hunter looking to finish things off here. Looks as though, yes, a Water Elemental will get finished off. There goes some footmen, as well as the bears are going to finish off the remainder of this creep camp. This is going to be critical, as this will give the Demon Hunter a little bit more experience. Double manuals of health. That is an additional 100 hit points, and that Demon Hunter jumps from 750 to 850 in just a matter of seconds. Big deal right now. That Demon Hunter, very strong, leading that bear and dryad army. Those footmen just are not moving fast enough, especially with that slow poison now onto some of those units, and Orb of Venom causing a little bit of damage over time. That footman is not long for life, as he will end up getting taken down here in just a moment. There's a mana burn. There goes a rifle. I believe a rifleman actually shot that footman in the back, as we now see a little bit of a pincer play. All right, rifleman coming in from the rifleman, spellbreakers, bears, militia now coming back the other way, going after the easier to take out units. That's just picking low-hanging fruit. It is not going to get you very far, though, as you now see bears are, well, illusionary bears joining in on the fight. Dryads with that abolish magic, able to remove out some of those water elementals fairly fast, and the main counter to those dryads, as the riflemen may get picked off by those bears. Dryads still joining in on the fight there. No Staff of Preservation on that bear, as the Panda sitting at now 79 mana, hoping to finish off some more units. All right, low hit point Druid of the Claw down to 150. Oh, Staff of Preservation saves it, as the Druid of the Claw here may end up getting taken down, and that could be a big difference. Just saving 8 supply of units. That bear not getting the memo to stay at home, though, as the Demon Hunter now retreats back once more. Spellbreakers cleaning up the remaining mana on that Panda. Let's take a look back home. One low hit point Druid of the Claw, another low hit point Druid of the Claw, and that 8 supply difference is absolutely key, as we're looking at 63 over 72 compared to 46 over 50. Now, in terms of overall losses, who has lost more? I have to believe that Infi has lost more units. However, the fact that his economy is that much stronger allows him to lose that many more units. It's kind of like Russia giving up land in a war during World War I and II. Never try and do a land grab, as Russia just has so much to give that eventually you'll spread yourself too thin. That's what Infi is doing with all of his additional resources. However, it is also catapulting the Demon Hunter to almost level 5 and the Panda almost to level 4. This is going up against, I believe, almost level 5 Archmage and a level 3 Naga Sea Witch. Archmage perhaps having a little bit more of a faster head start to the higher levels based upon the creeping, as we now also have an expansion coming into play. Ancient of War getting in position to fight back here. Water Elemental is going to see this Ancient of War. Water Elemental getting in some splash damage here on this Ancient of War. However, the Archmage is trying to be very careful to not reveal where this army is. Archmage should be backing off, though. You do not want your Archmage, your primary hero, to be stealing the experience away, as the Naga Sea Witch now sitting at plus 12 attack, also with a Mana Stone. All right, Dryads, Bears ready to go. Breath of Fire going down. Panda also with the Cloak of Flames, Mantle of Intelligence, and a Robe of Magi. Scroll of Town Portal coming across. Is the Panda going to be able to get a Breath of Fire off? Tracks leading away from the fight as Slow now onto some some Bears. We could get a Staff of Preservation here in just a moment. Bear perhaps should, if it purposely walked back for a second, could actually have a beneficial outcome, as it would buy time when the Staff of Preservation was actually used. Get a little bit of distance for the remaining Bears as he suffers a little bit of damage. Druids of the Claw now heading all the way back home. Are we going to see some low hit point Druids of the Claw in Druid form trying to heal back up? That is the question. 107, or back up to full, as he's going to be able to get a rejuvenation back off onto the Demon Hunter and go back into bear form. All right, all is now relying on this Tree of Life here. If Czech is able to establish and hold on to this expansion, he will then have economic equality with his opponent, while I believe he has superior tech. Those bears are tier 3, while everything you see from the human army is tier 2. The countermeasure, or the other argument though, is that you do see a lot of units at tier 2. 72 supply compared to 66. Additional wisp are being transferred over. But how is all of this going to unfold? No upgrades on the Bears or the Dryads. Spellbreakers are at 1-2 upgrades. Infi definitely winning out in that engagement here, as we now see Blizzard being used. There's Cyclone from Wand of the Wind onto the Naga Sea Witch. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Staff of Preservation should be incoming. There it goes, as big losses around the board. Another Staff of Preservation not needed, as this bear sees his life flash before his eyes, only, well, to shake it off and say, you know what? You guys are retreating. Still anyone's game at this point, as the expansion is now getting up and running. We are looking at 69 over 80 supply compared to 72 over 84. Economic equality, Naga Sea Witch sitting at 3. Let's take a look at this. Demon Hunter sitting at 5. Panda sitting at 4. Panda with a lot of mana, able to use it. Countermeasure of Infi with a lot of Spellbreakers, as the Bears slowly walking through a blizzard in order to try to escape all that damage. All right, here you go. Are we going to see another engagement again? Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. There is a Cyclone Archmage. Well, Archmage is quickly picked up from that fight. Is there another charge of Wand of the Wind anywhere, as the Dryads are now going after some units? All right, Bears in the backfield, completely trying to break the lines. AoE damage. What's going to fall first, a handful of Bears or a handful of human units, as bear after bear after bear seems to be falling already? 4 Bears now down. I don't think Czech can bear it, as his Demon Hunter is taken out as well. And that should be the GG. The tech switch from Water Elementals to Bears, catching Czech off guard, as we saw that entire army melted away. Upgrades obviously having a lot to do with that, as well as Infi takes the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.